We have half our lives and it's the beginning, so I don't really think you need more of an introduction. It is astounding to realize how much we don't know about our own bodies. The skin wrinkles with age, the blood pumps, and it is hard not to notice the pulsing in our necks. The litheness of skin that stretches over bones and fits each of us just to perfection. Then there are the wires and synaptic pulses, which are so different from the heart pulses. And they tell you that the skin tugged over bones, which is sewed into movement by animal sinews, is the whole body in its sheer perfection. Nothing to be ashamed of. Just love it, love it, love it. Love the tightness of the calves, the heavy breathing, and the fact that every day there remains a distinct communication between parts, like a hollow play with shapes of language that tell each of us to take what we are given. What we are given amounts to a blueprint of perfection. Across and all over a skin suit, the suit underneath the suit, full of etched veins and physical terrain that slopes from the top of our heads to the soles that dig and unearth and dig the earth up to secure a semblance of place. The body slopes like a mountain range and moves until heated like steel, until pinpricks gnarl and bite the skin. Tell it to run faster, move further away as if we can escape the physical terrain, as if the arms that curve and jut forward and back and forward as they pant and perspire across warm flesh will not slow, will not stop. The body always stops. The body is always one step ahead of the rest of us, barely out of reach. Even when the body is selfish and slips into view, out from underneath the other suit, the heart rattles and chirps to distract the outward gaze. The skin that stretches over our evolved bones stretches like a tarp over and over and out further and further. It tries to catch all the shame the body keeps in its rigid muscles. Then it snaps. The skin retracts, tries to keep the shame to itself because the body is a selfish mechanism, hardwired for genetic perfection. Then the shame thaws and dribbles sweat down the cleft chin given me by a mother. I am a small copy that pinches and pulls at the skin, wants the skin to flake off and fall like layers and say, "This is not mine. Where am I amidst this flesh, coated in mere variations of the A's, C's, T's, and G's of my mother, my father, of the inherited past?" A small copy digs until her fingernails reach the gut. The muscles in the small copy's stomach tighten and coil. And out of this pit, an echo. The small copy protrudes inward to look for the original, their original. In the deep dark caverns, between soft white ribs, the small copy finds fingers that thrust up for no good reason, and the fingers are sharp, and the claws are attached at the ends, past bruised knuckles that punch from the inside. Everything inside, safe from outside. Thin sheets of skin protect. Everything inside wanting out. All men are lost, missing, or stranded on distant shores. There are none in the entire world because of this, Moira says, as she continues to rearrange the flowers. She pulls out baby's breath and places it next to a few lilies, but then changes her mind. No tulips, no sunflowers. And those are his favorites. Just lilies and pink roses. Moira cuts their stems. She cuts without a thought. One pink rose loses all branching and shape. Moira swipes it off the table. I try to rescue the blossomed petals, so there is some plant life for the gathering. What the hell does that even mean, they're all missing? Where did they go then? I ask. My grandmother Moira sighs, and her glass blue eyes shine with the kind of hardened heartbreak that does not soften and disappear with time. Instead, it ages and grows and festers. All that will be left is a hollow body. The flowers are on a table behind the pews and look onto the front of the funeral home chapel, where Moira and I will eventually make our way past the many rows to give our speeches about Pete. The chapel's wine-red room fills with the scent of Moira's fresh-cut flowers. Pete hated fresh-cut flowers. Once you take them from the ground, clip them, or cut them away from their roots, it's all over, he said. My grandfather Pete's funeral is held at the Horn McConaughey Family Funeral Home. Somehow this place is meant to be Pete's new home. Fuck no. This place makes me uncomfortable with its lavender-scented tablecloths, its ruby gold copper color schema, and the many praying hands that adorn the walls. There are too many candles, some already lit with red-hot wax dripping, even on the flower table, as if we needed more bright lights. They'll be down to the wick before the standing and sitting and the hallelujahs and the amazing graces. The pastor opens the door, a crack. To let the Spirit of God in, he says. His hands waft towards his face. God's supposed to already be in here, I think. I'm sure he doesn't take too many strolls. A splinter of air gives me a chill. Snow has been coming down since Pete died. Hasn't even held its breath. The trees without their leaves look like exoskeletons, all bony. Moira hands me a stack of programs. I carry them in my right hand. A brown paper bag with a dress stays wedged between my left arm and my side. I want to put down the dress and forget about it, but I don't. The programs are in yellow. Moira says yellow makes people smile. It's not pale yellow, but a blinding canary yellow. I place the programs like they are really small yellow birds on each seat. I glance at the wedge of tree exoskeleton and the sheet of white that falls through the open door. Then I stop. The snow keeps piling up like sediment layers, like we're going to be the city a mile underneath ice. I see Pete behind the tree. I really do. Like when we used to play hide and seek on Lookout Mountain. He's got his big green mittens on. He doesn't wave, he just stands. I see him. I really do. I nearly crush the 40 remaining tiny birds in my hands. Moira says, "Do you have any extras?" And I say, "Yeah, but the ones in my hands are no longer any good." I look down at them as one moment passes through another, and in that moment, Pete's gone. The tree's still bony, and the snow still falls in big white bundles, and I can't help but pretend he's just picked an even better hiding spot. Thank you.
Margaret from Mills.